following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the Adventures of Pipeman on WTF Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Yo! What the fuck Wednesday? That's where we're at on the Adventures of Pipeman. We decided last week it's no longer Wacky Wednesday. It's What the Fuck Wednesday. And what the fuck? Before the show, I was on a phone call. I got off, I had 2 minutes to go for the phone call, and I had my sunglasses somewhere. I remembered grabbing them, but I couldn't find them. They weren't on the studio table. I went everywhere looking for them. Guess where they were? Right here. I slid into my shirt. How many of us have done that a million times? It's either on your head, in your shirt, or your keys, or in your hand. Where are your keys? Let's find out from the pipe nuts right here on the Adventures Pipeman, W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. Bring them on. That would be now.
That's happening right now.
Look at you, Rebel. I don't recognize you without your glasses or your weird hats. You look a lot better the other way. Just being honest.
Well,
so what do you think, Swamp Nut? How many times have you done something like that with your sunglasses or your keys?
I'm not at that stage yet.
It's not a stage. People do it as teenagers. It's not a stage. It's a joke. Teenagers do it. Like, you can't even remember your name half the time, and you're talking about stages. And listen,
I remember my name. Thank you.
I want you to do me a favor, okay? First of all, have you hooked up the new USB connector?
I did, but I'm not on it today.
Okay.
I hooked it up.
Is your mic still the same way it was the other day?
Yeah, I didn't.
I want you to show all the viewers what you think should be done with the mic. Okay?
Nope. Not gonna do it.
Because this is my What the Fuck Wednesday right here. Like, when I saw this, I was like, what the fuck? Okay, let's see.
I'm not moving the camera.
No, not the camera. Okay. You have to move the camera. You can't move the mic.
Not in front of the camera. No.
Well, let's just put it this way. She turned the mic into what looks like a hornet's nest instead of a mic. Okay. Which originally the caricature that I had was the mic looked probably that's what it was. He probably saw your mic with all the Orlex around it, and that's what he thought a mic should look like. Okay.
No one has seen the mic with the Orlex around it.
I'm just telling you, because remember the original one? That's what it looked like. Okay. So now, put me alone on the screen, or you could show the caricature. I have it on my background, but that's the old one. Now look at that. Okay. That's kind of like what Rebel, her mic looks like, except it's much bigger. It's like a hornet nest. That looks like I'm about to whack somebody with my brush. Doesn't look like a mic. It looks like I'm about to whack somebody with my brush. Okay, so now, and I've never made a facial expression like that, but it is a caricature. Okay, let's see. Oh, look at this. We got haters. I love it.
Oh, who's the
Put
haters?
us all back on. Put us all back on. Look at this hate comment. I love getting hate comment. Well, you know what?
Comment?
Why are they here then? Like, that's what I laugh about. I laugh about people that troll on socials or troll shows and they want to make all these negative comments. But listen, does anybody know that Howard Stern's biggest listener base is the people that hate him? It's like 3 times the people that like him, and they stay on an hour and a half longer. Like, what is wrong with you people? If I don't like something, I'm not watching. I don't bother wasting my time making a comment. But anyway, just so you know, okay, the reason we're doing this is because somebody on Shiprocked made a caricature, and I promised them that I would promote it on my show. So my show, my discussion, you don't like it. Bye. Okay, so now put up the new one, Juan. Or do you have the new one, or just put me up?
Yeah, I'll put you up.
Okay.
Okay, but we have to widen the screen.
What kind of engineer are you? Come on, there you go. Okay, and take off the top part so we can see the full caricature of the overlay. Okay, so what do you think of this? You guys made some comments on this. What do you think of this, Rebel?
I like this one.
Yeah, see? It looks like a microphone. My hands are closer up to the mic. That's more the facial expression that was in the picture. It reflects my blue hair better. What about you, Juan?
I still think the flag needs to go up more, because the flag is usually right up against the mic, and then you would hold it underneath the flag, no?
That is true, except I am holding the mic like that in the picture. So he caught that pretty good. And then another thing, I had him change over there. See, this is what's not showing in the background. It has, our information, but it has our QR code over there where my name is. But everybody look at this. Go check out this guy. He was the one doing all the caricatures on Shiprocked, and he is badass. Hey, since I'm over to this side, Rebel, maybe you shouldn't do it because you have a Louisiana education. Juan, can you please read to people what his website address is, phone number, and all that stuff? Because I'm all way in the other room to get out of the way.
All right, so it says the phone number is 786-320-2085.
Awesome.
What about the website address? Is there one there? There is.
Yes.
I think.
There
Read
is.
it
Last
out.
one.
Read it. Oh, you can't really read it. It's long, huh?
No, it's I don't know what's the first word?
ORESTESGARTEACHER.WIXSITE.
It's a Wix.
That's his name, right? Or Oreste?
Yes. Correct.
So Orestes.
I'll have to talk to him. He needs to get a shorter link because nobody will remember that. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got another comment here. We can bring you guys back on.
Can you read the comments because I can't see?
Well, even one of our, one of our watchers here, it says, "But you're still watching." Like, I don't even know how people have time to do shit like that. I have no time in my life to do erroneous, wasteful time. Talk about a waste of time. He said, "What a waste of time, idiot discussion." Well, that was a waste of your time writing that. But I love it. Thanks for the comments. I love comments, negative, positive. Listen, there's no such publicity as bad publicity. Let's call it what it is. But we got a lot going on this weekend, though, what we have to talk about on the Pipeman Radio Tour.
Wait, before you get there, do you have to be in person for the caricaturist to do that, or can you send a picture?
I sent a picture. I
sent a picture, so you can send a picture. Awesome.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Okay, what else do you want to know, Rebel?
I just wanted to know, we had someone text me personally and ask that question, so figured I'd ask before.
I'm going to message the guy, okay? I think I used a terrible background this week because I keep meshing into that red, so I'm going to stay in the yellow. I got to get the new green screen in here because it's ridiculous. But here's what I was going to say, Rebel. Do you have a picture? Because this is the caricature I asked him if he would make for you. Do you have a picture of you performing fellatio on the KKK?
I do not have that picture. Sorry.
By the way, do you know what Cameo is, either one of you?
Yes.
Do you, Juan?
The app?
Yes.
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 Okay, so I want you to both describe to you what you think Cameo is for a second.
It's a quick way to pay somebody to get them to do things for you.
No,
Pretty
that's
much
that's OnlyFans. Okay, Juan, what's your
it's the
description?
same thing, really.
No, Cameo is for famous people, so you can get a cameo from a famous person. That's why it's called Cameo. Juan,
It's not
am I
only
right?
for
Do you want
famous
and
people.
Yeah,
It's
it's
real-
like if you want to add someone to the video.
Yeah, no, Cameo is actually an app where you, like, people pay you to do what a cameo is. They just do a video where they address to you. A cameo, just like in a movie or a TV
That,
show.
or you can get.
But it does
people-
say
You can
it
either
does
get people
famous
to
people.
do a happy birthday or something. It's not only
right.
famous people.
But it's supposed to be. That's what it was developed for. In fact, let's do this. You may be right, Rebel. Let's find out. Because we're going to say,
Well, I know
this
for
is what we're going to do.
fact
We're going to say,
Former co-host
What?
has one.
yes, I know. Anybody can do it, but it's not supposed to be for anybody. Here's the description on Cameo's website. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Cameo, personalized videos featuring your favorite stars. Stars are famous people. It is for just stars. And yes, if you go to that person's Cameo, the description makes it out like that person's famous.
Well, and define. Are you talking A-listers or A, B, C,
What
all
do
the
you
way
think
down?
famous means? How many B-listers are do you consider famous?
Most of the time, it does mean it would insinuate A-listers, but there's B-movie people that are pretty famous too. So, and there's
Name one.
queens.
Name one that has not been in an A movie. Like they all start off at B.
Well, I think, well,
Yeah, exactly.
well, mine, but he or Todd Bridges. I mean, they were A-listers, and now kind of
Yeah, Todd Bridges is not famous anymore. He was famous.
was once.
Yeah,
So
that's like bands that were famous 20 years ago that still think they're rock stars, okay? And nobody even cares.
yes, we do, but it's okay.
What do you care about, Rebel? What do you care about?
I don't think that everybody needs to be on the quote unquote A list to be, to be in somebody's heart or for someone to care about them. I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
Well,
lots of
that's
fans.
true, but that doesn't make them famous. Famous has nothing to do with caring and heart. Famous
No.
means you're a household name. Everybody knows who you are. It's like when we get clients that want to be guests on a show and they say, oh, this guy I got, he's famous. He may be famous in your community of health and wellness, as an example. In that example, it's like some famous doctor. But the average person doesn't know who that doctor is. Okay?
Right.
Juan, do you know who Todd Bridges is?
No.
Proof in point right there.
We love you, Todd.
I did.
Just saying.
Here's a Pipeman fact. In 89, I was at the Roxbury Club for the Oscars. And that was when Todd Bridges got out of rehab. And he was sitting next to me at the table at the Roxbury for the Oscars. So how many years ago was that, Rebel?
It was a while.
And he was at my table, so he wasn't even famous then. He was famous for being a drug addict at that point in time.
But congratulations for keeping it clean, Todd. We appreciate you, and we definitely
Oh, I love
Definitely
Todd
still-
Bridges, but what are you talking about, Willis? Do you know what that means, Juan? See,
Nope.
he just proved my point again. Okay. Like, unless they're a household name now, they are not famous. If they were
Well-
famous, Juan would know who they are. Okay. Juan, do you know who Taylor Swift is?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Rebel, do you know who Taylor Swift is?
Yeah, I know who Taylor Swift is.
Okay, so I guess we all know who she is, so she must be famous. Because everybody in the world knows who she is.
Yeah, the numbers
Well,
don't
you know
lie.
who Pat Benatar is? Juan, do you know who Pat Benatar is or Cyndi Lauper?
No.
Oh,
They're
God.
not famous now.
It doesn't-
That's my point,
but
Rebel.
They still meant something to people, and they will still
That doesn't
always.
make them famous now and meaning somebody something. My grandchild means something to me. That doesn't mean he or she is famous.
Well, again, it's all in the.
What is
person
with
who
you
thinks it.
Louisiana people that just have all these screwed up ideas of what things mean?
It's not a screwed up idea, and I mean, I appreciate my fans. I've been in lots of things that people don't know about, but it's okay. But I still have
Having
fans
fans
accepting
doesn't
things
make
all
you
the time.
famous. My daughter sleeps with fans. She's not famous, and we're talking about actual box fans, by the way. Don't take that wrong. Okay, but yeah, you could have fans and not be famous. Does the whole country know who you are? Are you a household name, or is it
In
your
some
little
households,
cult of your little sexual cult?
I don't sleep with my fans. Oh my God, not all of them anyway, but still, it's
How
It's
many?
in
Okay,
somebody's
how
life.
many of the 3 fans have you slept with?
wrong answer. First of all, I have a big following, and I love you all. I'm sorry, and I don't mean to forget anybody, and I do remember.
She
Goddess
does
is.
have a lot of fans, and they're all probably, I won't say it, but they might be doing something that
They're not doing anything other than appreciating my work. Thank you very much. And
Do
no,
they-
I don't have
what-
an
what-
OnlyFans.
are you that good at the sex? Is that why they appreciate your work?
That's not the only work I do. Thank you very much.
But you admit it is work that you do.
No.
You
I
just
do
said
not
it's not
have
the
an OnlyFans.
only work that I do, which it can only mean that it is something you do. It's just not the only thing you do.
Oh, I wish we had
Some
instant
people can
replays.
find out.
Hey, do you get people to pay you for saying this stuff?
People have paid me to say things. Yes, they do.
What have they had you say?
It's not a concern on this show. No, it's
Just give me one. You don't have to say who said it. What's the one most memorable thing somebody paid you to do?
Paid me to say or paid me to do two different things.
Give me both.
Paid me
One
to
of each.
say. No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what paid me to say. Someone paid me to, you know that little scene that we did when Harry met Sally? Well,
Yeah.
someone paid me to do something like that.
How much did they pay you?
$50.
$50. That's pretty good, Rebel.
I know.
That's
I am
that's
good at what I
more
do.
that's more than the crack whores here on Broadway near where I live.
And all I had to do was record a less than 5-minute recording.
Are they a repeat customer now?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to pay you for the real thing?
No. They
Are
don't
you
have
only
enough
saying
money.
that because the law enforcement might be listening?
Law enforcement can listen because I can honestly say law enforcement has paid me to do something. So therefore,
I think it's more like the same thing as her approaching the cops in South Florida. Like she thinks that she can do whatever you want, and the cops
I
are
don't
wrong.
think I can do whatever I want. First of all, you didn't set up the actual what happened. The guy sat there staring at us. I couldn't see him. He was in a cop car. I didn't know.
How do you
until
know he
came
was
on.
staring at us? He had the high beam, Q beam on.
Before he put the beam on, he was sitting in the parking lot.
Would you
Man,
like me to tell you what he was doing?
probably running your plates.
Yes, he was
Calling for
running our
backup and
plate.
never
He was
came.
running the plates. He was calling backup. If you notice, backup came. You started walking to the car, and 2 other cop cars came.
I don't remember 2 of the cop cars coming.
Yeah, of course you don't, because you were too busy trying to go harass the police officers for blinding you.
Harass him? I was asking him if everything was okay.
Oh, yeah.
He was being weird.
He was being weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who weren't in that episode, we're at the studio, 2:00 in the morning after event, unloading my vehicle in a dark parking lot.
We were sitting there in the parking lot. We weren't unloading
with
yet.
the vehicle backed up to the building. Okay. And nobody else was there. And the cops come. I wonder why. And then Dingbat over here they shine the Q-beam on us. And they say over the thing, please stay in your car. And she gets out of the car and starts.
I was out of the car first, and then he said, get back in the car.
You're right. He said, ma'am, get back in the car. What'd she do? Keep walking towards him. You're lucky you didn't get shot. You only didn't get shot because you're from Louisiana.
He didn't know that.
Well, I'm just saying because, you're white.
First of all, I'm not, but okay.
You're not white. Okay, we're going to have this argument again. Okay, Juan. Okay, first of all, did you know that Juan is also white? Because when you check off the things, and it says, you check off Caucasian, and it says, are you this Caucasian? Are you Hispanic? So even the Hispanics are considered white. What makes you think, because you have Italian in your blood, that you're not white?
Because I don't know why everybody's got to fit into a category. So I just.
It's not a category. It's genetics.
It's a category.
It's genetics. It's not a category.
No, when people came over here, learn your history. When people came over here,
it's always the uneducated. Wait a minute. It's always the uneducated people telling everybody to learn their history. What was the highest grade level of school you went to learn history?
To learn history in high school. Why would you bother with history afterwards?
Okay, so your high school education has taught you that you're not white.
No, that is not what I said.
Okay, continue with what you're saying then.
I am considered Caucasian because when people came over here, they put you in a freaking box. And they only had 2 boxes to check. You were either white or you were either, wait a minute. It wasn't African American back then. It was something else. But they visually saw, they either saw white or they saw black. And they did nothing past that. Eventually, they added Hispanic or non-Hispanic and other things like that. They don't recognize any other. They don't recognize Italian. They don't recognize.
Because Italian is not a race. Italian's not a race. It's a nationality. Do you not know the difference? It's like when my dad, when I was in first grade, and we had this thing in school, and in school, they basically wanted me to go home as a project and find out what nationality I was. So I went home and I asked my dad what nationality I am. And I am Italian. I am also multiple other things. But my dad said, you're American. I'm like, Dad, that's not the answer they want. But he was right in one sense, because that's where I was born. That's my nationality. My background, my ancestry is Italian, Russian, Irish, English, Austrian, German, Polish, and a few more. That's the background. You are not nationality Italian unless you're born in Italy and live there. Okay? That's nationality. Skin color has zero to do with your nationality. Yes, certain skin colors are more prominent in certain nations. Okay.
Mhm.
But nationality and your race are not the same.
Well, unfortunately, I fit in the human race, but
I
Caucasian
agree
is
with
not
that.
the
You know, I
race.
always
Show
say
me.
about the human race,
Okay,
but
show me an application form with a box where next to it says human race.
They don't have one.
I do believe
they
in
fit
one
us
race,
into
the
colors.
human race, only for uniting us and ending racism. But the bottom line is there are different races, and we should all
Caucasian
love
is
each
not the
other.
race.
We should all love each other. But I can tell you what, my grandchildren would be pissed that you're saying you're not white. I'm being blunt right now.
I'm olive.
There is no such thing as olive because white's really just
Exactly.
Caucasian. Yeah,
But why do I have to fit? Why do you only 2 colors in this box? Why?
there aren't 2 colors. There are varieties,
There's
but it's
hold
not
on.
your race. Let Juan
Rebel.
explain it. Let
Rebel,
Juan
if
explain it.
you're olive, does that make me cactus?
The cactus is green.
It's always olive.
No, cactus isn't always green.
Olive
You
is
could
not
go buy a
green.
pink cactus. Wait, see, perfect
Can you
example.
go-
There's different types of cacti. Different
Okay.
types of cacti. They're not
And there's
all
different types of
green.
people. Okay.
Exactly. Different types of people, which
Why do
are
they all
different
Caucasian
races.
and
Different
black?
races. You are not olive. I've seen you in person. You're not olive. You're not like a tan Italian.
I am I was a tan. I'm losing my color. It's
Okay,
shame.
so Jay also, by the way, Jay said before that Italian is white. And
So is
he
every
says,
other
I have
freaking
always
place.
joked that I was a rice cracker.
I'm guessing he's half Asian, half white.
Let's see what his
White
answer is.
is not a nationality.
No, we're not talking about nationality.
Juan just said he's half Asian. Half
Asian
white.
is a
Asian
race.
people are
Asian
white.
is
Asian
a
is a-
race.
That's why it's
Asia is not a
Yeah.
country. Asia's not a country, Rebel.
I understand
Nationalities
this.
are based on countries, not continents.
But
There
Caucasian
are races
is
from
no-
different continents. The European continent is generically a white race, a Caucasian race. Then there's the Asia, which is Asian. Then there's African that has both white and guess what? They don't have African Americans because they're just Africans.
I'm aware of this. But when you're talking about a box that you have to check, Caucasian means white.
Jay said he's
Or-
part Japanese. Japanese is his nationality. Asian is part of his race. That's the difference.
So
Race is more
fit in a
indicative of a
Caucasian box?
continent. Race is more indicative of a continent than it's not indicative of a country. Nationality is indicative of a country.
But they don't have nationality boxes. They have
Yes, they
Caucasian.
do. Yes, they do. What
And-
world do you live in? What world do you live in? I've had to fill out my nationality. I can't say how many times on applications. They ask what
I'm talking about
race you are and what
Caucasian
nationality you are. They are 2
from
different
American.
things.
But there's always that box that you either have to check off Caucasian. That's not a race. It's not a nationality. It's just a color. It's just what they fit all of the.
Wait a minute.
all
Wait a
the
minute.
multiple
Okay. Okay.
colors
Wait.
into
Wait.
one.
Okay. Now we got you. Okay. We're not even going to get to the rest of the part of the show because this is a moronic conversation. Okay. Caucasian.
You quit.
Are you ready for the actual definition? I have to take my glasses off to read it. Are you ready for the actual definition for miseducated high school education of history?
Uh-huh.
White skinned of European origin. That is the exact definition of Caucasian. There's also another one that, and it says relating to the Caucasus. That's where Caucasian comes from it. And also the definition, that's the adjective noun, adjective definition. The noun definition is a white person, a person of European origin, North America, and both of them say North American. Okay. So, I mean, like, just actual real history and research has debunked your philosophy. What else you guys say?
Actual history says that they checked off a box, they looked at you, and if you fit in this category, you were this. And if you weren't in this multiple color category that was as close to white as you could get, they put you in a different category. They have separated people for years. So why do they still
It's
do
separated by continent. It makes sense. There's 7 continents, or it makes sense. It makes sense that nationality should be the country. Okay, Jay says, I checked the Caucasian and Asian Pacific Islander boxes. So see, he has to check 2 boxes because he's both Caucasian and Asian, because they're 2 different races.
Technically, I have to check 2 boxes too. The Caucasian one and Hispanic one.
Yep.
Because they put them in 2 different categories. So for the first one, you have to say Caucasian, and then for the second one, you have to say whether you are Hispanic or not.
Yeah,
so they
exactly.
still categorize you as white, but then they ask you, are you Hispanic? Yes or no?
Exactly.
Okay. So why are they doing this to people these days?
They could just add Hispanic to the list, but
I figured out the problem. Okay. She lives in Louisiana.
Oh,
so when she has to check off boxes,
I don't
the
check off
boxes she has to pick from these are her races. I know that's because thing 1 of something she said to my daughter. Okay, here's the choices: redneck, hillbilly, cracker, deviant, paranormal. That's the Louisiana categories. Those are the races in Louisiana.
Categories.
Which ones do you fit under?
I don't check boxes. So
okay, but if you were to fit, you can pick multiple ones. Do you consider yourself a redneck?
No.
Okay.
That makes her a hillbilly.
No.
Well, there's no hills in Louisiana, so she's probably not a hillbilly.
Have hills in Louisiana, but no.
Not the kind that have hillbillies, okay? We're not talking about the garbage dump, Rebel, okay? All right. And how about cracker?
I am not a cracker. I don't believe so.
Do you know what a cracker is?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why they call them crackers?
Pretty much. And no, I don't fit in that category.
Okay, crackers are people from Florida that their ancestry were the people that had slaves. And the reason they were called crackers is because they used to crack the whip on their slaves.
Not that category.
Are you sure?
I'm 100% positive.
I just learned something new today.
100%.
I always thought crackers was a reference to crack.
It would make sense. It really would. But no, that's crackhead. You're confusing cracker to crackhead, okay? But very much of the time, they are the same. Okay, just saying. Okay, you sound like thing 1, Rebel, okay? For those of you that are just tuning into the show for the first time, thing 1 and thing 2 are my 2 ex-wives, okay? Thing 1, half her family is redneck, half her family is hillbilly, for real. And one day, I go over to her house with my youngest daughter. My youngest daughter is saying something, and then my ex is saying something, and Rachel's like, Mom, I'm not a redneck. And this was dead serious. This wasn't even joking. Thing 1 said to her, oh, yes, you are. It's in your blood. And she goes, Mom, redneck is not a nationality or a genetic thing or anything like that. That's what you're sounding like, Rebel. It's like you're making things that aren't nationalities or aren't races. You're confusing them all. Because redneck is not a race nor a nationality, nor does it run in your blood. It just means use a community napkin.
No, thank you.
You don't know that story? Okay.
Yeah, I know that story. Oh my God. The towels at the table.
Juan doesn't know it. Okay. True story. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I must have been on some good drugs way back in the day, because the first time I went over Thing One's parents' house for a meal. We're sitting at table. Now, I come from high class, high functioning addicts from the Northeast. Okay. Leave the attic out of the equation, but I said the high functioning, high class because they were big on table manners, huge. Like my mother, if my elbow was on the table, she smacked it off the table. And, you know, you had to wear a napkin on your lap all the time, all the good table manners. So I'm that person that no matter where I am, I'm wearing a napkin on my lap if I'm eating. Okay. And so we're over this house and dinner's there. And I turn to Thing One and I whisper, I'm like, where's the napkins? And she's like, oh yeah, no, we use a community towel. And there literally was a towel in the middle of the table for the whole family to use. You might be a redneck if. And why do we think those people who are screaming freedom the loudest and screaming immigration the loudest, why do we think they are our role models? That's what I want to know.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yes, you have something to say?
It's been a day. Oh, God, it's been
what
a day.
What else was I supposed to talk about today anyway? Rebel.
I know. What the fuck?
Did you read the email?
I did.
Okay, so tell me what I'm supposed to. I don't even remember because you got me so riled up. I don't even know what. I know what we're supposed to talk about.
We didn't know what we were going to talk about
shush.
today.
Hey, you go do the research of what I said, but in the meantime, I'm going to do something else. You know what I'm going to do, Rebel?
What you going to do?
I'm not going to Disney World, but I am going to Shiprocked in 2026, and I think everybody watching should be too.
There is a place, a realm where myths awaken and the seas echo with ancient tales. The journey there reeks of fire and ash, skin and blood shed in its honor, the dust of battles and effort falling on forgotten men who never lived to tell the tale. But we must go. We must see our Olympus. Fucking papyrus? Ah, that's more like it.
I love the end of that. Is that fucking papyrus? Like that shocked me when I heard that end part.
Why?
It didn't shock you to see the guy taking off his pants?
I didn't notice that part. Why are you looking at that? What happened?
It was funny.
Shiprocked stays on Shiprocked.
Unless you make it to the commercial.
Oh my god! So I just got.
It was like so subliminal. It was like only for like 2 seconds, and then he jumped over to the next.
I didn't even notice. I saw it on the ship. I've seen it a few times before this. I didn't even notice. But
it covers the whole frame.
Wow, we are going to be doing a giveaway probably again this year for Shiprocked, and we're going to have a code for buying Shiprocked for getting $100 on board credit probably. But okay, so I think Juan was brilliant this week. Just the antithesis of Swamp Nut. Okay, and do you know what antithesis means, Swamp Nut? Obviously not. What does it mean?
Oh, for crying out loud, you're talking about the commercial.
Do you know what antithesis means? You
No,
obviously don't.
not
Thank
at
you
all.
for
Well,
thank
well,
you,
it's
I'm
not
from
the
Governor,
same.
Louisiana
for
education.
the great Louisiana education. There it is, right there. Okay, so it means opposite. Okay, like listen to the context. You could have figured it out. They don't even teach common sense in Louisiana. What the fuck?
Clearly.
Okay, but Juan was
Clear.
brilliant because he noticed something in the Super Bowl I did not. So I'm going to let Juan say what he noticed, give him credit, and then he could run this commercial that we can talk about because this is now I know that this is the coolest Pipeman commercial on all of the Super Bowl. Okay, like I can't believe Harrison Ford did a Pipeman commercial. That was so cool. All right, tell us about it, Juan.
So this played during the Super Bowl. This is a Jeep commercial with Harrison Ford where
Slow down, slow
he,
down. I have a Jeep, the pipe Jeep. Go ahead.
yes. And he mentioned he had a line during the commercial where he mentions life doesn't come with an owner's manual, which is the title of the Pipeman's book.
Can we show them that? You have to.
Longest thing we ever do is live our lives. But life doesn't come with an owner's manual. Might have been nice, huh? But that means we get to write our own stories. Freedom is yes, or no, or maybe. Freedom is for everybody, but it isn't free. It's earned. There are real heroes in the world, but not the ones in the movies. Real heroes are humble. They're not driven by pride. Pride is a terrible driver. Freedom is the roar of one man's engine and the silence of another's. Freedom is the ability to inspire. The most sacred thing in life isn't the path. It's the freedom to choose it. You don't have to be friends with someone to wave at them. We won't always agree on which way to go. But our differences can be our strength. So choose, but choose wisely. Choose what makes you happy. My friends, my family, my work make me happy. This Jeep makes me happy, even though my name is That's my owner's manual. Get out there, write your own.
So I love that commercial. Okay, I love that Juan brought it up because I was probably too busy flirting with the bartender trying to get a Groupon going and miss that commercial. But first of all, I want to say the end of that commercial is freaking brilliant. Whoever wrote that is brilliant because the fact that he did the whole Ford thing, that was cool. Also, I will tell you, as a Jeep owner, no, you can't just wave it to everybody. It's a Jeep thing. Like, if I had a friend that she was in a Mini Coupe and she's trying to tell me, oh, yeah, the Mini Coupe does that too. I'm like, no, you guys are just trying to make something new up, okay? The Jeep wave is the wave. There's an actual way to do the Jeep wave. So, no, I won't wave to anybody unless they have a Jeep. Otherwise, you're just all a bunch of dirtbags. Just kidding. I wave to everybody. I love everybody. But that was brilliant. And do you have a picture of my book somewhere there, Juan? So go to Amazon.com, look up Who Said Life Doesn't Come with an Owner's Manual, because my mother said the same thing. Life doesn't come with an owner's manual. So you know what I did? I wrote it. And so you could go to Amazon. You could get it in hardcover, paperback, or ebook. Do we have the picture?
I can't find any, no.
Don't worry about it then. Well, Google, you'll find it, and then bring it up later. In the meantime, while you're finding that, here's what I want to talk about. You know what we were going to do yesterday in Travel Tuesday that I forgot? I just noticed. I'm going to save it for next week. I found a cool place where you can literally sleep with wolves. Yeah, it's hot, right, Rebel? Because I know you people in Louisiana, you like bestiality with wolves being all the paranormal shit, you know?
We so do not.
Well, they do in Florida. Why not Louisiana? You know, several years ago, we had to actually make a law in this stupid state that outlawed bestiality. How screwed up are your citizens if you have to make that law? The funniest part about it, though, is our brilliant lawmakers in this state, when passing that law, wrote it the wrong way and outlawed all sex in Florida, and it still is on the books. So if you buy the Groupon, the Pipeman Groupon, okay, if you buy the Groupon, there's a disclaimer, okay, because I cannot confirm nor deny your purchase of that Groupon because sex is completely illegal in the state of Florida. It's also illegal, by the way, to cohabitate with the opposite sex. If it's the same sex, it's cool. You know, you can because they're so stupid, they don't realize that the same sex might be having sexual relations without marriage too. That's how, you know, the Christian coalition, that's how they think, you know, like, listen, maybe Jesus had sex without marriage because he wasn't married. Oh, he didn't have any kids. Never mind. Okay. So, yeah. There it is. Who said life doesn't come with an owner's manual? I have to laugh too because I can't tell you how many times I've asked if that's me on the front. I'm like, no, that's not me. I am on the back, but not on the front. So you can pull that down.
Sounds like a personal choice there.
We should have put Rebel in the middle because it covered up whoever was in the middle. Okay. And like, she's kind of scary. Okay. That Louisiana vibe is scary. I just remember being in her territory and being scared to death. Okay. Because I am an Italian Jew from New York and New Jersey, and I have no business being in Louisiana. None whatsoever.
If that's how you feel, imagine how I would feel.
Oh, yeah, no, but they still lynch Jews there. Okay, they're very. I think they're more anti-Jewish than anti-Mexican there, Juan, because they get a lot of people from Mexico and Louisiana. You know, otherwise, how would they have somebody mow their plantains?
How do you mow a plantain?
You don't. Please, God, help us.
Help us all, everyone. Okay, so here's a thing. Okay, so what else is going on the Pipeman Radio Tour? Let me tell you what's going on because we're about to end the show. Friday, the day after tomorrow, but I was almost going to say tomorrow. I did that last week too. I even called Juan on Thursday. I'm like, what did I ask you about? How did the show?
How did the show go?
How'd the show go? He's like, that's tomorrow. I'm like, fuck, I did it again. I think it's a new thing. I'm eliminating Thursdays out of my life nowadays. Okay, but
Thursday's the new Monday.
So this weekend, there's some cool stuff going. Before I talk about the cool stuff, can you play the Groupon commercial real quick? Because I'm going to do a Groupon promo for this weekend's events.
Are you tired of the same old bed and breakfast? Come visit the Pipe Cave, where you can service the Pipe Man all night long. And then serve the Pipeman breakfast.
And then get the hell out.
That's the Pipeman Groupon. The Groupon special is normally $1.99, but today it's on sale for $99. Just call into the show right now. 561-623-9429. And you too can have the Pipeman Groupon. I had to Groupon. You should too.
There it is, the Pipeman Groupon. And so this weekend, I will be making appearances. First of all, the Renaissance Festival is still going on this weekend. I have too many other events. I did it last weekend. I won't be doing it this weekend, but I recommend everybody go. I love the Ren Fest here in South Florida. It's one of the best in the whole country. So I don't care where you're from. You need to come to Florida and go to Ren Fest. It's the only thing that Florida has that we can say is the best in the country. Okay. And, you caught that, Rebel?
Yeah,
okay. So,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to some Palm Beach show. It's going to be really cool with art and antiques and jewelry and all kinds of cool stuff. And I'm also going to Friday, Valentine's Day. I'm going to a hot air balloon festival. That's so hot. So
Don't get
anybody,
involved with him.
well, anybody that decides they want to go to the hot air balloon thing with me, they will get
Bring
a
a
free
parachute.
Groupon. They're going to get a free Groupon.
Parachute.
They're going to get a free Groupon. Okay. And then I never did talk about yesterday. Well, I'll talk about next week. Remind me, Rebel. I said about the proposal in the hot air balloon, but I didn't say about the marriage and where that is. So they'll have to tune in next Tuesday, Travel Tuesday, for that. And you'll see a whole different me on Monday because that's motivational me, as I am a motivational speaker, just not on this show. Okay. And so it's gotten controversial lately, which is kind of weird because I'm not normally like that, but some things have just triggered me. So, but we will have a great show on Monday. If you want some help, motivation for your personal life, your business life, your health and wellness, or anything like that, tune in Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. Tuesday is Travel Tuesday, where we talk more about the Pipeman Radio Tour, the Pipeman Homeless Tour, and all kinds of travel stuff. And this new thing that I'm doing called Surf for the Heart, you're going to want to find out more about that. Wednesday is just What the Fuck Wednesday, because like how many times in my life in 2025 do I have to say what the fuck? I don't get it. I don't get the world we're living in right now. I don't get Rebel at all. I don't get Louisiana at all. And you know what? I don't know. But what I will tell you is we're doing ticket giveaways. Okay. We are actively, if you go to Pipeman Radio on all socials, anywhere, and you DM me, we're doing free tickets to Rock the South, Rock the Country, we're Bourbon and Beyond, going to be louder than life. I just got a thing yesterday that they want me to send a proposal to give away tickets for that. Aftershock, Rocklahoma. I'll be at Hellfest. I'll be at Bloodstock. I'll be at Download. I'll be at, there's another new one that's coming up I'm applying for right now that we'll talk about. I'll be at Warp Tour, the return to Warp Tour. How about that? And there's a couple that are coming up real soon that I'm really excited about. You got Sonic Temple, you got Inkcarceration, you got Welcome to Rockville. Ink is one of my favorites because I love going to prison to see a festival.
Inkcarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch, plus Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the haunted blood prison. Passes for Inkcarceration are on sale now at inkcarceration.com.
It is my jam. Maybe it's not your jam. Maybe you're a fish head. So
Bourbon and Beyond. Bourbon and Beyond. The world.
I'm pushing show and it's not showing. Why is that happening, Juan?
It was showing. We took it off.
Twice.
Is it showing now?
No.
Yeah, see? It wasn't.
Right. I'll play for my end.
Yeah, you do it.
Bourbon and Beyond, the world's largest bourbon, food, and music festival returns with Fish, Noah Khan, Sturgill Simpson, The Lumineers, Plus Jack White, Vincent Boone, Krungman, Alabama Shakes, Cage the Elephant, Ringo Starr, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, Goo Goo Dolls, and many more. Bourbon and Beyond returns to Louisville September 11 to 14. Passes are on sale now at bourbonandbeyond.com.
We got free passes for that if you want to go. And I'm just going to tell you right now that I am in major conflict, people, because I normally do Riot Fest. It's the same weekend as Bourbon and Beyond. I used to do Bourbon Beyond all the time. I've been doing Riot Fest lately. And this year you got Ringo Starr is going to be at Bourbon and Beyond. And I want to interview him. So who knows? I might be at Bourbon and Beyond. I might be at Riot Fest. You have to tune in every week to find out. But we are going to do ticket giveaways right here on the Adventures of Pipeman. W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. Follow me on Pipeman Radio everywhere. Send me your comments. Send me what you want to hear on the show, what you want me to do on the show. Send me all your hate. Send me all your trolling. I love it all. We'll use it all on the show. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here today. And if you listen the rest of the week, you'll hear some interviews. And next week, we'll be back live on Monday with Motivational Monday, Travel Tuesday, and What the Fuck Wednesday. Roll it, Juan.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.